Hey everyone, Shane here from Freetechtorials.com. I'm here today bringing you your third HTML tutorial. In this tutorial today we're going to be talking about attributes as well as the anchor element. So as you can see, what we've got here is just our basic HTML file like we've been doing in the last couple tutorials. I've got a couple H2 headers lined here, and what we're going to do here is we're going to add an attribute to these H2 elements to basically align the text on the screen. So what an attribute is, it's kind of a setting that you can set on different elements to do something special. And depending on what element you're doing this to, you're going to have different options. So we're just going to look at the align element, the align attribute for the heading element. So to add an attribute, what you do is here in the opening tag for that element, put a space, and then you're going to write the name of the attribute, which in this instance is align, an equal sign, and then either double or single quotes, it doesn't really matter in this instance. And then inside that, you're going to basically tell it what value you want that attribute to have. So we're aligning text here, and this one we want left aligned, so we'll just put left here. So we've told it for this H2 element, we're setting the attribute align to left, so it's going to align this text along the left hand side of the page. And we're going to kind of do the same thing here for the other H2 elements. We'll do this one as center align, and the last one here we'll do as right to align. So let's go ahead and save this file, and we'll take a look at it and see what this looks like. Save that. Save it to my desktop, sorry about that. Open it up here. And as we can see here, we've got those three H2 elements, and they're aligned differently based on the attribute that we put in here, which is that align attribute. So the first one's aligned to the left hand side of the page, and then the middle or center, and then the right. And depending on the size of your page, it's going to kind of adjust those to whatever alignment you've set in that attribute. So there's lots of different attributes for elements in HTML, and like I said before, depending on which element you're using, you're going to have a different array of attributes that you might be able to use for that element. So just because we can use the align attribute for the H2 element doesn't necessarily mean we can use it for all elements. So it just kind of practice as you go along, and you get used to what attributes are available for the different elements you use. Or you can also do, what most people do when they're not sure, you just Google it or find a good website that has some HTML information, and they usually give you a list of the different attributes you can use with different elements. So the other thing I want to talk about in this tutorial is the anchor element. Now what the anchor element is, it gives you the ability to create a hyperlink. So you see in a website where there's a word that says like click here to go to the next page or something like that. That's what the anchor does. It basically creates text where you can click and you can go to another web page. So to do the anchor element, we just start with the opening tag of A and closing tag of A. And the reason they call this an anchor element is because you're anchoring a website to a piece of text. So just some information there for if you cared to know. And so for the anchor element, what we have to do is we have to tell it what website do we want to go to when our user clicks on the text. And we do that by setting the Href attribute. So we kind of do it the same way we did a line before. We just do Href equals, and then single or double quotes. And then in here we want to put the address of the website that we want to go to. So for this instance, we're just going to do Google. Now, if we go ahead and save this and open up our HTML document again, we can see nothing really changed. We really don't have anything here. Well, the reason for that is we haven't told it what text we want to anchor this website to. So in between this opening anchor tag and the closing anchor tag is where we need to put our text. So we're going to do click here to go to Google. So if we save that and open it again, or actually just refresh, now we can see here we've got this little text here, and it's all underlined and kind of has that different color like a hyperlink. And if we click it, boom, it takes us to google.com. So one of the cool things about this anchor is that you don't have to put all of your text inside the opening and closing tags. So for instance, if we just wanted the word here to be highlighted and be able to click, we can move our text around. So let's go ahead and do that here. So let's go ahead and leave the word here in here. And then before it, we'll put whatever text we want before the piece that you can click on. So we'll put click, do a space here, and then after that we'll go to go to Google. Let's see what that looks like. Open it again. And now here we can have the same sentence, however only the here is kind of highlighted and underlined there, and that's the only piece that we can click on to get to that other web page. And that's kind of what we did here. So only thing in between that beginning and closing tag is the part that's going to be highlighted and going to be clickable. Everything before and after that will still show on the screen, but it won't be interactive. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. We talked about the attributes of elements, and I showed you guys the anchor element, which is really cool. So go ahead and give that a shot, play around with that a little bit. It's really useful. And if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next tutorial.